It's your girl T here, back with another Tuesday video. I know you guys are having a beautiful, blessed day because it's what we do. We're tea timers. Our affirmation of the day is, I'm the hardest person to leave. I'm the hardest person to leave. We're tea timers. Nobody can leave us. We are irreplaceable and irresistible. So we have that magic over people. The resounding request for the Ttime Tuesday video was to do more tips and tricks when manifesting an SP. I've had a couple people writing in and saying that they have massive resistance towards their SP. A situation's arose and it's on a time crunch because the SP is moving, or they're shifting out of the person's reality, which the 3D is just information anyway, so don't pay too much attention to that. But they're asking, should I message the SP and go out of my comfort zone and lose my self-respect or my pride, they have said, or should I just wait on them? First of all, you shouldn't be waiting on anybody. You control your reality, so you don't wait for anybody. You live in the end and you know that they're already yours. Secondly, circumstances don't matter. So as much as you want to believe in the 3D that they're moving and you might not ever see them again, it's the 3D. The 3D shifts and twists quicker than a pair of underwear on and off. Like, honestly, it can change in the time frame of 2 to 3 seconds. Look at COVID. Look at how quickly our world shaped. We wouldn't have recognized our own world within 6-month duration of when COVID first began. And that's how quickly things can shift in our reality. So I just wanted to repeat back to you, don't pay so much attention to the 3D. If you feel uncomfortable contacting the person, that's a good indication. Your body is telling you, I don't want to contact this person. My belief system is that they should be contacting and chasing me, which is perfectly fine, because in manifestation, you don't have to do any action to get a result. You have to live up here and you have to pursue your thoughts and your emotions up here for it to push out. So you can, if you're feeling a lot of resistance toward the situation with your SP, go general. I'm irresistible to the opposite sex. Nobody's ever left me because I'm unleavable. I am chased and chosen by everyone in my reality. I have to sift through people because everybody's chasing after me, wanting to be with me. You can go general. If you don't want to specifically talk directly to your SP, go general. Talk about you as a person in terms of everyone. Everybody loves me. Everybody adores me. Everybody dotes on me. Everybody chases me. I'm irresistible to everyone. I'm everyone's kryptonite. They can't get enough of me. They need me to keep it moving. People cry over me. I get love letters. I get fan mail from my previous spouses because they're obsessed with me. You go general. Because general means that you're not specifically talking to your SP, but when you say everyone, it includes the SP. So therefore, if you're saying I'm irresistible to everyone, that includes your SP. But because you're feeling so much resistance towards your SP specifically, when you say everyone, it takes that resistance away because you're talking about the general public. The second thing is, if you feel a lot of resistance towards something, you don't have to keep affirming against it. Sometimes when you affirm against resistance, it actually creates more of a space between where you are and what you want, because you are overriding that resistance with those affirmations. Sometimes it'll actually put you in a state of more lack because your body is fighting so hard against what you're saying. It's okay to take a break, do something high vibration, take a walk, go read a book, do something else that makes you happy, and come back. But my best advice in this scenario is just to go general. When you go general, you relax your body and you're not specifically aiming for that person. You're aiming for an entire outcome. That's why people like Sammy and coaches like that will say, set your rules in your reality. Like, only my positive thoughts manifest. I manifest in 3 days or less. Because if you have a seamless rule system, then you won't feel as much resistance towards certain things when you, for instance, put yourself on a time crunch, or you're affirming that your SP loves you because you've established a rule that you're loved by everyone already, if you understand what I mean. It's like in the world, if we didn't have any rules and regulations and everyone just got to make up their own guidelines, it would be complete chaos. But if you have a very strict rule system that you apply to your reality, then you're just affirming within those rules. So it's not as daunting of a task to affirm. I also, when I'm having days where I feel off and I can tell my energy is limited and I don't have the energy to put into just one focused affirmation, I just go, everything always works out in my favor. Everything always works out in my favor. That's another thing you can do as part of going general. You could say everything always works out for me, best case scenario. And that applies to everything. It doesn't specifically target one area. It just says everything always works out for me, best case scenario. And you can even affirm circumstances don't matter. I always get what I want. Everything is always going my way. Every day in every way, I get better and better. General affirmations have saved me so many times because it doesn't apply just to one area. It catches everything. It's like when Neville was saying, isn't it wonderful technique? Isn't it wonderful means your brain is priming itself for wonderful things to happen for you. It doesn't just mean you're getting a scholarship at school or that job you're looking for or that house you're looking for. It means, isn't it wonderful that something amazing is going to happen? Isn't it wonderful is an open-ended statement, so it lets your brain, because your brain is trained to answer any question you give it or any statement that you give it. So if you say, isn't it wonderful? That's leaving an open-ended question, and your brain has to put something on the end of that. And your subconscious knows what's wonderful to you and what's not wonderful to you. My goodness, we do enough bitching and complaining, all of us as a general society, that our brain knows the difference between you thinking something's wonderful and you hating something. So if you say, isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? Your brain will have to find wonderful things for you because you're asking that open-ended question. It will answer it with wonderful things. Now, when you're affirming, you don't have to have feeling when you're affirming. You can robotically or just blasé affirm, whatever way you want to say it. I prefer doing affirmations that stir something inside of me because I look at the emotions as the icing on the top. So I exaggerate my emotions. I make them bigger than life. Like instead of being like, I'm a money magnet, I'm like, oh look, there's my bank. They just deposited 10K in there. Every time I get something from a drive-thru or wherever I'm purchasing something, I say arigato money, because in the Japanese culture that means thank you money. I'm thanking my money for returning back to me tenfold. And every time I every time I circulate money, I say every dollar I circulate comes back to me 10 times as much, or something along those lines, because I'm thanking my money and expecting it to multiply 10 times as much. You can do little isms for that. You could say, every time I see a black bird, my SP thinks of me. Every time I park my car somewhere, my SP texts me. Every time I walk into a convenience store, I get money deposited into my bank account. Whenever I change my nail color, I feel inner peace. Whenever you can put meaning on whatever you want and make it as fun as you want, because you create your own reality. So I can't tell you what your rules in your reality are, just like you can't tell me what mine are, but you can assign fun and exciting things to certain things. Like as an example, if I'm manifesting something and I see the person's name everywhere, or if I see things related to that topic, I know my manifestation's around the corner. Did anyone tell me that that's the proper way to manifest? Like, oh, that's not a sign of what's coming. I made that up, and it works every time because my brain's convinced that when I see something related to my manifestation, it's around the corner, and it makes me go in harder. You can apply the same logic to your reality, because guess what? There is no logic in your reality. You create it. So you be as creative and inventive as you want and see how your world opens up. If you are having resistance, go general. It saves you every time. If y'all have more questions and comments, please leave them below. I love you, but not as much as y'all should be loving yourselves. Have a beautiful, blessed Tuesday. Bye.